Hello everybody and welcome to my video Getting Tidier. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos, for all your support and your encouragement and likes. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. So this was Sunday evening and I decided to do some work on the kitchen. Particularly pleased now that I can get all my saucepans in the cupboard. That somebody referred to as a TARDIS as opposed to a cupboard, which I found quite funny. If you haven't already seen that video, that was yesterday where I emptied out the cupboard. My goodness, that was a massive task. Always much bigger, isn't it? You get everything out and then you're like, oh my goodness, you've got to get everything back. I much prefer getting everything out of the cupboard, much easier. So I thought I'd do some washing up and just keep on top of that. I've got a little bit of washing there to do. I really need to put it in one of my linen baskets, but unfortunately all my linen baskets are full with washing that I need to put away. So that's why the washing is just sitting there loose, unfortunately. You can see a lot of my side though is still clear. And the good thing is, from when I cleared the cupboards just above my washing machine, I can now fit in the pickled onions and the pickled beetroot that I took out of the TARDIS cupboard. The TARDIS cupboard now has got loads of space, so all my saucepans can go in there. I don't need to then squash food in. So before, because the other cupboards were overflowing, I had to squash food into the TARDIS cupboard, but now I don't have to. So that's good news. So I've got 2 big jars of pickled onions. One jar has only got about 4 pickled onions in. So once that's empty, I can give that back to my father-in-law who did them for me. You can see last night we had roast dinner. We had roast chicken with loads of vegetables. My daughter was due to have a bath last night and have all her hair washed. And there she was towards the end of the dinner. There was a few things that she didn't want to eat. So I, as all mothers do, insisting that she ate the last spoonful of cabbage and another piece of chicken. I got rid of loads of rubbish as well from that TARDIS cupboard. Rags, some lights that were broken, didn't work anymore. I did feel tempted to hang them in the garden anyway because they were in the shape of little butterflies, but I decided that seemed too much like a hoarder. My next door neighbour's like that. Her garden is absolutely full of broken things, old things, damaged things, everywhere. And you know, because she doesn't like birds in her garden, particularly she doesn't like the wood pigeons. Yeah, she puts plastic bags everywhere too. This video, I just wanted to show you how things are left. So you see the crisps that are on the floor? You see the dustbin and brush on the floor in the pantry that I've sorted out? Oh, it's an ever-ending battle. If everybody just cleared up as they went along, I know I really struggle, but if everybody else in the house did it, it would make life a lot easier. So after I did the kitchen and saw that everything had been left about in the pantry, I then just decided to do my quick, what I call surface tidy. So it's no massive cleaning, it's just that in the evening we want to sit down and we want the floor to be as clear as possible. I'm also going to be getting rid of one of my baskets soon because I'm going to have one of my last fires for the end of the season, and then the basket will be able to go outside. Probably both baskets will be able to go outside. So that will make the lounge a bit more clear as well. Yeah, I have spoken to my husband and daughter about that. My daughter has started pointing out when things are left out, which I think is quite funny because she's great at leaving things out herself, but she's taken to telling Daddy, oh, your shoes have been left out, oh, your toothbrush has been left out. And then someone said they want to see my haul. Well, this is the state of my haul. And the reason why it's like this is I've got about 10 lovely sets for my girl guides that somebody gave to me on Facebook Marketplace, which I'm absolutely over the moon with. They're going to be used for raffle prizes and they're really lovely, like Bayliss and Harding, really like lovely makes, all perfect condition. So I'll probably use half of those for raffle prizes at the Easter coffee event that we do, and maybe another half at the summer fete. We have to really work so hard at fundraising nowadays because the national fees are so high. We only charge £35 for a term, and we have to pay £50 per girl to guiding headquarters. So if you think like what a massive amount of money that is compared to the money we're actually taking, so we have to do a lot of fundraising. So I'm putting all those lovely sets in the bag, and then I'm going through all the mugs that have been donated. So what I'm going to do with the mugs is we're going to clean them all up. We're only using really good quality clean ones, not ones with cracks or chips or anything like that. All the really good, nice ones. Then we put some sweets inside. Then we use cellophane and make them all look really nice with a ribbon. And then we use them on a tombola. Don't know whether you all have tombolas where you are in different parts of the world. Basically, it's like 5 tickets for £1, choose 5 tickets, and if it's a 5 or a 0, then you win a prize. We did it before, not last Christmas, the Christmas before, and we had about 50 mugs, and they all went really quickly. So I was aiming for about 80, and it looks like I've got about 100. But of course, whenever you ask for donations, you get some that aren't suitable. So I've got some mugs which say things like Nationwide or Wren Kitchens, which we can't have as prizes. Also some with rude words on, which aren't suitable, where there's going to be girls helping us with the stalls. So I probably got rid of about 10 to the charity shop, and then all the others I took down the church. So yeah, I go through and sort all those out. I'm really pleased though. I should think just over this weekend, I got about 54, 55 mugs. So that'll really help us with our fundraising. So very, very pleased with that. My husband went out into the car because there were some more that had been left outside, so he brought those in for me as well, which was really good. So the only thing is, obviously, as I'm trying to keep everywhere tidy, and then everything gets piled up and gets in such a mess again. And I've got a big black bin bag there again, which is full of the charity shop things that I've sorted out. Those of you will remember I had a black bin bag sitting there before. And I took that to the charity shop probably about 3 weeks ago, and I've now got another big bag. It makes me feel so pleased because I think, oh, my house is getting emptier. My house is getting clearer. Because, you know, to take 2 big bags to the charity shop, that was all somewhere in my house. So I'm pleased about that. But obviously, in the short term, it does make my hall untidy. And then this was this morning. So this morning was the first day back from the half-term holiday. My daughter has a week off. I had the week off, which was a nice break, particularly as I've been unwell the week before. We didn't do loads. We did craft. My daughter spent some time with grandma and granddad's. We had a birthday celebration, which was nice. And she was quite happy to go back today. She enjoys school. I think she loves being on holiday, but she does like seeing her friends and so on. So that was nice that she went back quite happily. So after we'd taken her to school, we went there together, me and my husband, came back, my husband started work, and I went to the church and took all those mugs. When I got to the church, I found that somebody else had donated me another 6, which was great. Two I couldn't use. One was Tenerife mug, and one was something like financial consultancy services or something that we couldn't give as a prize. So I put them in the bag for the charity shop and put them all up in our guide cupboard. So they're all ready. And I did do a quick count, and we have got about 100. And then I went to the charity shop and dropped off all the mugs because I thought I don't want them sitting in the hall, do I? So I dropped off all the mugs that we then were not suitable for prizes. And then I went off onto the supermarket. So every Monday morning I go to 2 supermarkets. I go to Lidl first, and then I go to Tesco. And that's just because I like Lidl, it's cheaper, but I cannot get my whole shop from Lidl. So I buy part of my shop in Lidl, and then I go to Tesco to get everything else that I can't buy. So after 2 supermarket shops, I then came home. I like to get absolutely everything out of all the bags. It's just the way that I do it. I take everything out of the bags, put everything all over the work surface, and then put everything away. Excuse me. My cough is nearly gone, you'll be pleased to know, but I am concerned about one of my followers who's got an absolutely horrendous cough. And can you believe the system that we've now got in England? She had to queue up from 7:30 outside a surgery when she's breathless, coughing, and it's really cold today. She had to wait for 30 minutes in the queue in order to get a chance for a doctor's appointment. It's so bad at the moment. It's really sad. Really sad. So what I always also do is I try to take all the packaging. I get rid of all the packaging. So I get rid of the packaging off the fruits, put them in the bin or recycling. My daughter's got some ice creams that I bought. They don't always have them in stock. So when they're in, I get them. So she's got some free from toffee ice creams and strawberry ice cream. So I take them out of the boxes and put them in the freezer. Got lots of fruit and vegetables. We do eat quite a lot of vegetables. I think everybody can always have more, can't they? But we do eat quite a lot of vegetables. I struggle with my daughter with fruit. She doesn't like apples and she doesn't like tangerines, but she will eat strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. So she'll eat more of sort of the berries than the sort of standard. She didn't like bananas either. I think she's the only child I've ever known that doesn't like bananas. Any of you not like bananas? Can't quite believe that. I love bananas. So at the same time as putting the food away, I then start preparing some of the lunch. So we had prawns for lunch today in a roll. So they were frozen. So I just put some in a dish ready to defrost. And then I decided that I'd do some washing up. And yes, I'm sorry, there was some washing up left from last night. I just felt really tired last night after working sort of all day. I just wanted to sit down after I'd done my daughter's bedtime stories and just relax. And I know some of you will say, oh, she still has bedtime stories. My children weren't having bedtime stories at that age. But she still likes stories. And I think while she still likes them, I'm going to still read them. You know, there's not many, you're not young for long, are you? I think she's not going to be asking me for bedtime stories when she's 18. So she's 11 and a bit. So whilst she still likes them, I'll still read. And if she goes to bed a little bit earlier, then she then quiet reads after I've done some reading, which I think is good for her as well. Good to get in a habit of reading, I think, at a young age. She does enjoy reading, although she does quite like books still with pictures, but the level of reading that she's at, books with pictures don't really, reading books at that level don't really exist with pictures. But there you go. So after I then do the work in the kitchen, I then moved into the dining room. So I get quite a lot of washing up done, wiping up done. I can put all the saucepans away in the TARDIS cupboard, which is great. And you'll see that I nearly get the whole of the side clear here as well. I didn't think I had any washing, but I checked the washing baskets and I got another load. So I put the washing on. And I did think I might be able to get the washing on the line. I was chatting to somebody in Tesco today, and they said they put their washing on the line yesterday and got it nearly dry. But they did say they then had to bring it in and put it in the airing cupboard. It wasn't completely dry. But although it's bright today, it's still really cold. It's quite windy, but really cold. So I decided that I would hang it on the dryer again. Yes, the last few things there are going in the fridge and being put away. I tried to keep that area in front of the coffee machine and next to the draining boards. I tried to keep that clear because I've noticed that can easily get piled up with like lunch boxes and things that my husband will take off the rack and he won't put them away, and they'll all just build up in this massive great pile. And of course from the front door somebody can look all the way through and see that your kitchens looks untidy. So I do try to keep all of that clear as possible. It's like the little corner at the end, that soon gets covered in gumph, things that you really don't need, paperwork that you need to sort, things that you need to do. So I hope you all had a good weekend. Did you have a busy weekend? Did you do much? Did you do much in your own houses? I know many of you have said to me how you'll sometimes watch me on my blog here, and then you'll be motivated to go and sort one of your own cupboards out or do some of your own cleaning. I think it's often hard to get motivated, to get started. Once you get started and get into it, it's so much easier, isn't it? And also, some of you have given me tips on other YouTubers to look at. So I'm going to follow those up and watch other people's channels to get some ideas. Anything to help. Anyone got any ideas about getting other people in the family on board with this? Then please tell me. Any ideas so that everybody's working together. We did for a little while do our 1 hour tidy up on a Saturday morning. That sort of slipped by the wayside, but we used to put a timer on, and then the three of us used to then do tidying up. I can't say that my daughter did that much, but certainly me and my husband did do quite a lot. And then back in the kitchen here, so most of the table looks a real estate, I know, but most of that are school books, which I can put straight away in my rattan basket. And also at the end there's a sequin picture, which has been in a playroom for absolutely ages. And I thought, as half done, if I put it out like this, the three of us will just walk past and put a sequin in. And we'll get it all done. And she can put the picture out in the playroom on display. And the box can go in recycling. Hooray! It's the same with the tie-dye set. Do you know, I was so pleased that we did the tie-dye set, and then the tie-dye set box could go in recycling. So we've got a lot of things that need to be completed, sorted and done. But she's a very busy girl. There's only so much time we have to do some of these things, although she does really love craft. So I decided to embark on my mountain of washing all of that I've dried. So I've said to you before that this is my husband's job to carry it up, because I struggle carrying it up, ours up 2 floors, and it's my daughter's job to put it into 3 piles. But I've said to her a few times about it and she hasn't done it, so I've decided to do it because I don't want to keep looking at it. It's now probably 2 weeks worth of washing. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago I was ill, wasn't I? So it's probably there was some the week before that, and then all the stuff that I've been doing this week to get back on top of the washing. So I decided to do it. She gets some pocket money from my dad, and I think I'm going to say to my dad not to give it to her directly and maybe put it in a savings account, because I kind of feel that she's just given money on a weekly basis, which she doesn't spend much, but she's got a bit of spending money. And then I say to her, well, you can get £5 a week. All you have to do is sort the washing into 3 piles and take it upstairs. And she doesn't want to do it. And yet for £5 a week, as soon as I saw any washing, I'd have been straight on it and got it all cleared and done it as I went along. But she doesn't seem that keen. So I'm going to say to my dad about not giving her her pocket money, and then maybe she'll be more motivated to earn some money by helping out. So I'm now put there, you can see sorted all the dry washing, and this is the last load of wet washing. I put the real small things like the socks in the gaps in the radiators, and then I'm hanging everything else out. So I do a bit more, and then I take all the washing upstairs, and I'm going to now spend some time sorting it all out and putting some of it away, which, as many of you know, that is my least favourite job of everything. What's your least favourite job in housework? My least favourite job is putting clothes away. Number 1. I don't think I've got a number 2. And number 3 is putting the shopping away. So I'm doing 2 jobs in one day that I really, really dislike. And then I just want to say right at the end of this video, a few people have asked about my Beetles. So if you're squeamish, I recommend you watch this little bit and then turn off. Because some of you might not like them. But I'll show my Beetles and my mealworms and then the eggs, which quite a few of you asked about. The Beetles are only supposed to live 2 weeks, and they're now about 1 month old. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching my video. Thank you for all the support, your comments, your encouragement. Really means an awful lot to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!